I'm Laura Williams, as Mary Kathleen said, was one of the chaperones for the youth service and learning trip to Cuba. As our plane hurled down the runway out of Fort Lauderdale, heading towards Havana, I put my phone into airplane mode, where I knew it would stay for the next 8 days. For the first time, but certainly not the last, I realized how this trip would be putting me outside of my comfort zone. As we went airborne and the wheels tucked up under the plane, I came to full realization I would not have access to many of the luxuries I experience at home, luxuries I so often take for granted. One of those being the instant connection through our phones to friends and family, work, online shopping, Google Translate, you name it. I was open, albeit anxious, for new experiences that would challenge me outside of my comfort zone. And throughout our 8-day stay in Cuba, there was no shortage of such experiences. Many due to a language barrier, although we were blessed with a kind and attentive tour guide, Yosmel, as well as others in our group who had quite passable Spanish. It was challenging to connect the political discord we know to exist between our nations with the kindness displayed to us by the Cuban people. I was intellectually and spiritually challenged hearing lectures on liberation theology. But for as many times as I felt anxious or apprehensive, I felt God's comforting presence tenfold. We were greeted in Havana, Matanzas, Sidra, Union de Reyes, and Veradero with hospitality and love. We were able to witness God's ministry through children's programs in both Sidra and Union de Reyes. We were offered the opportunity to learn more about Cuban culture through music. We were fortunate to attend Sunday worship at our sister church. I could go on and on. I've been asked by many about our trip and what we accomplished. And I'll be honest, it's a bit hard to put into words. We did bring supplies that are readily available to us at Costco or Publix, but not so available to Cubans. We offered our time and much laughter to children's programs. I can say without hesitation, it was a life-changing experience. It was doubly special to watch our youth open their minds and hearts and to watch them grapple with concepts and experiences outside of their own comfort zones. I was blessed with an opportunity to draw closer to the Lord simply by opening my mind and my heart. And in the time since our return home, I found myself thinking about my comfort zone. Who in my daily living is outside of my comfort zone that I avoid showing God's love? Someone at work, someone who cuts me off on 385, someone with different political views, someone with a different racial or ethnic background. My hope is to be a little more cognizant of my comfort zone from now on, and a little more trusting to step outside of it. Following this trip to Cuba, it was certainly affirmed how glorious it can be when you are willing to trust God and open your heart to giving and receiving love with those who may exist outside of our comfort zones.